They're in the jacket. They're in my jacket up there. They're right by you up in the jacket. Cut me too. Okay. I got 7 minutes. Did you find the keys? You gotta go. Grab more than you need. Side view. All right, you can come back to me. You gotta get his audio. You got KOBC audio? Go to full court. Come back to me. Right now it's
13-8 in favor of Devils Lake. A Mobility Plus rehabilitation timeout, and they lead by 5 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. This is Highlander basketball. Back with more in a moment on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
No matter where you live, you should have access to high-quality health care. Jamestown Regional Medical Center's orthopedic and sports medicine team offers care for hips, shoulders, knees, and toes. When an injury occurs, teams need care quickly. That's why the JRMC orthopedic team promises same-day and next-day appointments. Schedule direct at jrmcnd.com or call 952-4878.
Jamestown Regional Medical Center will never stop building for you.
Tail of the tape here so far tonight. First 8 points to Devils Lake. The next 8 points to Valley City. Last 5 to the Firebirds, 13-8. Devils Lake leads by 5 over Valley City, 12.5 to play in the opening half. A big trapping down low. Will Eggert, wide open, correction, not Eggert. That'll be Talon Larson who scores in the high-low for Valley City. Devils Lake came out with a triple team trap over ball pressure on the perimeter. A follow away by Inget getting into the lane. He'll score to answer for Devils Lake. But once that three-man pressure unit came out on the perimeter, there was a wide open Talon Larson waiting underneath, and that was an easy bucket for Talon Larson. On the top of the key, Bryson Eckstop. He's playing with 2 fouls right now. Carver Peterson back in the game, swinging left wing to Reese Greenwald. Right side, Sikora down the baseline, got banged into, and a foul coming up against the Firebirds. Foul will go against Parker Brodina. First on Brodina, it's the 3rd against Devils Lake. 4 on Valley City so far. It's been a foul-ridden first half. It's been kind of a physical game. Highlanders will make a couple of changes here as Heck will leave. Talon Larson will leave. Back in, original starters Carson Eggert and Callahan Burchell. Eggert looking to inbound, comes near side, found Sikora shaking and baking between the legs of the dribble, tried to dribble around Eggert and ends up traveling as he made an extra pivot on that left foot and dragged it along the way. Devils Lake will force the turnover, and a chance for Devils Lake to go back up 3 possessions here. They lead 15-10. Early in this opening half for the Firebirds, Drew Hofstad brings it back into the front court, ball to Inget, left side, driving baseline, got in on Burchell, foul. Burchell up in the air, and it's going to be Callahan Burchell for his second. Now the Highlanders in some real foul trouble. One of their top reserves, Bryson Heck, with 2 already. Callahan Burchell, one of the top starters, with 2 as well. In the meantime, Devils Lake shoots foul shots to try to take a 3-possession edge. Inget will miss the front end off the heel of the rim. Each team will make a change. Burchell will have to come out. Ari Bratrud, that 6'5 senior, had a nice bucket on a little getaway inside on a dribble drive and draw. He'll come back into the matchup to replace Callahan Burchell. Parker Brodina is going to get a break as well for Devils Lake. Inget's second foul shot also will not fall. Rebound deflected out to the perimeter, however. Firebirds able to run it down with Gage Meyer, and then Meyer could not control himself. Ends up traveling. The ball will be turned over to Valley City. 15-10, Devils Lake by 5 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. 11.5 to play here in the opening half of basketball. Step up front for the Highlanders, Carson Eggert. And Eggert will hand it off to a laterally dribbling Reese Rokamp. Ball goes inside and back out. Sikora on the way for 3, wins it off. Rebound comes out near side baseline. Oliver Worth will take it, plays it away to Drew Hofstad. Hofstad dribbling into the front court, had the ball knocked away, was able to rescue a loose ball, goes inside, and a cut, and a foul will go against Valley City on the cut going in by Wiley DeLone. This will go against Ari Bratrud, and you can't really overstate the amount of foul trouble the Highlanders are in now. They've already got 2 on Callahan Burchell. That's 1 on Bratrud. They play basically the same position, although they both started tonight, but that's the 4-5 spot that's getting a little thin. And then to top it off, that's the 6th foul against Valley City already, which means Devils Lake is in the penalty for the remainder of the opening half. 16-10 after the first make for the foul line. The second will not go down for Wiley DeLorme. Lead remains 6 at 16-10. Eggert, a behind the back pass looking towards the left side. New Highlander Robert Fisher kicking back to Sikora in the right corner. Sikora gets the double team, ball poked loose. Good takeaway by Brady Goss. Here comes Devils Lake into the front court. Another chance at a 3-possession lead. Deep 3 by DeLorme. It's off the front of the rim, and Sikora comes down with a rebound out on the perimeter. He wants to run into the front court. A stop, a look, kicks left side. Peterson for 3. That's also off the front iron. And the rebound comes down the baseline for Brady Goss for Devils Lake. 10.5 to play opening half. 16-10 Firebirds. Devils Lake back into the front court. Goss looking near side. Sam Inget into the corner for Oliver Worth. Worth curling his way back towards the top of the key. Steps, looks, gives off to Delorme out between the circles. A jab step to his right, kicks back to Worth left wing. 3-point shot off the front iron. Good board for the Highlanders. Great blocking out inside. Carver Peterson comes away with the basketball. Give that rebound in spirit to Harry Bratwood, and a three from the left corner by Zach Sikora. Zach Sikora knocks down a left wing 3-point shot for Valley City, and Sikora has cut the Devils Lake lead in half. It's 16-13, and Devils Lake will turn the basketball over. A loose dribble gets beyond the near sideline, and the Highlanders will have a chance to cut it to one or tie it once again. Sikora will step off. Bratwood will step out as well. Peterson set to inbound. We mentioned Robert Fisher is in the game. Aiden Jacobson will return. And I believe Talon Larson is going to step back into the game as well for Valley City. Highlanders into the front court with it. Peterson looking left side. Able to turn it to Jacobson on the wing. Inside for Talon Larson, high post. Back out Peterson, right corner three. It's off the heel of the rim. Offensive rebound in and out and back into the hands of Eggert. He looks down low. A cut by Jacobson. Kick to Fisher. Highlanders struggling to get going, but they do. And a three by Fisher from the left corner will tie the game. The next 6 to the Highlanders after 6 in a row by Devils Lake. Couple of threes, ties it up. Drive, Brady Goss to the basket. Shake, bake, and go. He's got 7. Devils Lake reclaims a 2-point lead at 18-16, halfway mark of the opening half of basketball. Highlanders with Carson Eggert coming in. 3 by Jacobson looking for the lead for Valley City. He can't get it. Rebound saved in bounds by Carver Peterson to Robert Fisher. Jacobson driving hard to the rack, and a foul coming up. He was double teamed. Oliver Worth comes over the top, blocks the shot, but body from Parker Brodina will elicit the whistle. And Aiden Jacobson's going to the foul line for the first foul shots for Valley City tonight. And they'll come at 9:04 left of the opening half. Aiden Jacobson's first foul shot is good. The lefty brings his team back to within 1. That's 7 different Highlanders that have scored so far tonight, which is nice to see. Some decent balance. Part of it is because of some foul trouble. Callahan, Birchall, Bryson Heck both on the bench with 2 fouls early in the opening half. Second foul shot for Jacobson. In and out. Rebound comes down underneath. Taken away by Parker Brodina. And the Highlanders down 1 at 18-17 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Devils Lake into the front court. Right side Goss taking it from Hofstad. Near side Brodina. 3-point chance is off the front of the rim. Rebound taken by Talon Larson. Highlanders running quickly. Transition 3. Carver Peterson drains it from the left wing. And the Highlanders will take their first lead. Peterson pulling up in transition, hitting a 3-point shot. It's 20-18 in favor of Valley City. Right elbow, high, arcing jumper that Wyatt Delorme will hit for Devils Lake. He's got 6. We are tied at 20 with 8:25 left to go in the opening half. Jacobson front court for Valley City. Devils Lake manning up. Now they switch on the perimeter. Ball gets knocked loose but picked away. Fisher will take it after Talon Larson saved the basketball. Larson in trying to kick out. Ball knocked loose and it ends up off of Goss trying to take it. He ends up sending it out of bounds on a deflection, and Valley City will get the basketball back. They've corrected the scoreboard. It now reads 20-19 Devils Lake. Not exactly sure why. Let me add up what I have on my scoreboard in the book. 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. I've got 20 points for Valley City. I'm not sure why they have it 20-19 unless there was a 3-point shot in there someplace that was corrected into a 2. I would have to assume it's Carver Peterson's last transition 3 that they've changed into a 2-point basket. So we'll leave it there. 3 right side. Peterson, this time it's good for 3. Carver Peterson on the right wing has got 7. Highlanders up 2 at 22-20. A drive in, that was a travel. They saw it from the near side. That ball's going back to Valley City. We saw Parker Brodina get trapped underneath the basket. He couldn't come to a stop and dragged the pivot foot all the way down. And the Highlanders will get the basketball back now with a 2-point lead at 22-20. Very aggressive brand of basketball offensively that Valley City is playing right now. They're kind of feeling like they can be successful this way. Carson Eggert, top of the key for the Highlanders. Stepping away from some pressure, Goss comes out to press him. Eggert dribbling left, goes back out to Peterson. Whistle, we have a foul coming up against Devils Lake, I believe. As we saw Talon Larson get run over, Devils Lake will be called. It'll be Bo Brodina, 6'2" junior, that will take the whistle. It's the first on Devils Lake, the 5th. I'm sorry, against Devils Lake. It's the first on Brodina, the 5th against the Firebirds. And Talon Larson will step out of the game. Zach Sikora returns for Valley City. 2-point lead for the Highlanders. They look to get it in. Ball knocked loose. Taken away by Parker Brodina to the basket. Finger roll. Easy take to the basket for Parker Brodina. He's got 7. That'll tie the game at 22 apiece. Sikora open on the three-point try in the right corner, decides to pull it down and put the ball on the floor. Kicks it back towards the right side. Jacobson being pressed on the perimeter. Foul coming up against Oliver Worth of Devils Lake, pressing the basketball. And we're going to see a timeout taken. Perhaps the timeout was taken before the foul. It would appear that that's the case. So the Highlanders will use a stoppage with 7:23 left until halftime. We're all even at 22. It's been a game of runs, 22 apiece on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. A timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation in Valley City. This is Highlander Basketball, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Carrie Keatsman, family nurse practitioner with Sanford Health of Enderlin and Valley City. The holidays are upon us, which means time spent with loved ones and the gift of giving. This year, protect yourself and your loved ones from giving and receiving the gift of COVID-19 and the flu by scheduling your appointments to receive necessary vaccines and boosters. You can call our offices in Enderlin at 437-3320 and Valley City at 845-6000 to schedule your appointments. May the gift of health and happiness be yours this holiday season. From Sanford Health of Enderlin and Valley City.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Highlander Basketball and the voice of the Valley.
This is 1490 KOVC AM Valley City and 96.3 K242CZ Valley City.
The voice of the Valley.
Brian Cunningham with you here tonight from the Highlander Activity Center. Even at 22 each, 7:23 to play opening half. First 8 points of the game went to Devils Lake. The next 8 to Valley City. The next 6 to Devils Lake. Presumably the next 6 went to Valley City, and then from there we saw some corrections. Sikora, 3 from the left wing for the Highlanders, comes up short, and the rebound underneath comes down to Parker Brodina, who's been a factor for Devils Lake thus far. Tied at 22, right side, Goss with a basketball, kicking off to the wing for Bo Brodina. This circles back to Drew Hofstad, a drive in, a kick out, and now a drive in by Parker Brodina. Got stripped, got it back, it scores, little baby hook inside. He's got 9. Lead back to Devils Lake at 24-22. The Highlanders led just briefly at 19-18. Fisher, 3 right corner, comes up short. The 3 ball's been hot for the Highlanders lately. A rebound stripped out of Oliver Worth's hands. Run down to the far side of the floor by Devils Lake's Drew Hofstad. And now Parker Brodina inside, kicking out to the top of the key for Bo Brodina. High bank shot, rebound cleaned up and stuck back in by Oliver Worth for his first 2. Lead back to 4 for Devils Lake now, 26-22. Couple of key offensive boards for Devils Lake. Jacobson, a baseline jumper from 17. He's got 3, first bucket on the night for Jacobson. Cuts the lead for Devils Lake down to 2 at 26-24. Hofstad behind the back dribble to get free, comes out to Goss. Jab stepping towards his right, puts the ball down against Carson Egger, kicks near side. Jacobson saved it, and that's a backcourt violation against Devils Lake. Jacobson saved the ball from the near sideline and very alertly threw it to the time stripe, which was the right thing to do when you don't know where a player of yours is going to be. So he threw it towards the Devils Lake backcourt. It was caught right on the stripe by Bo Brodina, who then stepped into his own backcourt, and Lance Lukes, our official on that side, immediately called the backcourt violation. Off a screen, Jacobson for 3, that might have been altered. Callahan Virtual back in the game, had the old board, but it slipped out of his hand. Hofstad back to the way for Devils Lake on the takeaway, inside to Parker Brodina, and perhaps Callahan Virtual got away with his 3rd foul. He came in to contest that shot. And Parker Brodina might have got a piece of it. There was some body there as well. He's got to be careful. Virtual, a deep 3 from the left wing. 5 feet outside the arc for Callahan Virtual. He tees up and knocks it down. Valley City is at 27-26. First down lead. Top of the key, Parker Brodina kicking out to Worth. Jab step underneath. Bo Brodina fouled. Getting back was Aiden Jacobson trying to take that shot away. Ty Terry telling us in our pregame report tonight, his players do not show well on ball screens, and he felt like defensively they had to strengthen up. And this game has been true to what Ty Terry has told us tonight. From the offensive side, his team has been very good. Defensively, though, Devils Lake's been able to get inside a bit too easily. They've got a couple of crucial offensive rebounds here, so you can see what the work in progress is for Valley City at this point. But offensively, there's a lot of opportunity for this Highlander basketball team. First foul shot was no good for Bo Brodina. He'll take a second to try to tie the game once again. 5:26 left until the break. Brodina for the tie for Devils Lake. It goes in and out. Double kiss off the back of the rim. Big fight for a loose basketball, and this time Wyatt DeLorme will be called for a foul as he goes into the body of Zach Sikora, fighting for a loose basketball off the miss. DeLorme's second. Lead remains 1 for Valley City. 27-26. And now we'll see the Highlanders inbound the basketball, looking to expand upon that lead. Sakura taking the inbounds pass from Talon Larson, actually from Will Eggert, and now it's Sakura. Hard first step for the basket, but missed the layup. He had a good look, couldn't quite come up with it. Rebound comes away on the right side for Wyatt DeLorme for Devils Lake. He'll go to the basket with the left hand and missed it, and then commits another foul as Will Eggert takes one across the mug, coming down with the rebound. Devils Lake will now equal Valley City's foul trouble and extend it perhaps. Wyatt DeLorme just picked up his third. So we'll see Devils Lake presumably play the last 5 minutes and 8 seconds of the opening half without Wyatt DeLorme. And that could be a big loss. DeLorme has the opportunity to be very good offensively. He's got 6 points tonight. He's tall. DeLorme at 6'5", athletic guard. And so without his presence out there, Devils Lake has to retool a little bit. First foul shot for Will Eggert on the 1-for-1 penalty is very good off the front of the rim. He'll get another. Lead to 2 for Valley City at 28-26. We didn't mention that wrestling score. I've got to update you on that. We'll do that coming up next stoppage. Second by Will Eggert's good. And the Highlanders will take a 3-point lead at 29-26 over Devils Lake. The score for tonight's Highlander wrestling duel at Fargo South, 83-0. A shutout. Valley City presumably picked up some forfeits from the Bruins because that was a quick duel, but on top of it, did not give up a loss in that duel tonight. Inside the turn, Brodina, baby hook, and it scores. Parker Brodina backing his way down. He's got 11, 5 field goals in the opening half. Highlander lead cut to 1, 29-28. Eggert front court, giving back to the far side, taking from Carter Peterson. Now Eggert to stop and go dribble left side. Carson Eggert down to the corner, being pressed by Pro Brodina on the outside. Callahan Burchell head fake, hard take, going hard to the basket, and Burchell will take it himself a few more. 7 for Callahan Burchell. Lead back to 3 for Valley City. 31-28. Hofstad pulling up for an 18-footer and hits it. It rattles its way through Gage on the mid-range. 31-30. I'm in the lead. Cut back to 3. Will Eggert on the left sideline. A turn back towards the top of the key. Sort of lobs one away for Carson Eggert. Eggert trying to step towards his left hand. Kicks it back up to the far side for Will Eggert. Eggert to follow a 3. That's off the heel. Rebound weak to Bo Brodina. Far side of the floor. Brodina just kind of throws this one away. Eggert fighting for a loose basketball. That was a no-look pass to Parker Brodina that he was looking for. Burchell leads the pass up the floor to Bryson Heck. He goes between the legs of the fiver. Kick out left side, 3. And Eggert hits it. Carson Eggert for 3, set up by the between-the-legs pass by Bryson Heck, and the kick to the perimeter. Foul going back the other direction as Hofstad tried to find his way into the lane. We'll see a foul coming up against Carson Eggert, his first. 34-30, Valley City has knocked down 5 3-point shots in the opening half tonight. And the crowd getting into it every time one of the Highlanders puts up a 3. You see the Highlander crowd putting up their 3-point finger stance, and they believe that it's going down every time one goes up in the air. Hofstad's first foul shot will not fall. Rebound comes down to Carter Peterson. And Valley City with a 34-30 lead. Now a triple here. They take a 3-possession lead. Instead, Eggert driving baseline. Took a bit of contact as he got there. No whistle. Missed the shot. Bo Brodina comes away with a rebound, and he turns it over inside. Highlanders come away with a basketball. Eggert looking left side. Far break to Will Eggert. On top, Peterson catch and shoot. That won't fall for 3. Loose basketball far side to Jackson Bayeth for Devils Lake, who's just checked in. Parker Brodina fending off defense to Bayeth on the top of the key. Spin move right hand from 5 and a little hook shot. Jackson Bayeth has got his first 2. Highlander lead cut to 2 at 34-32. We've reached the 3 minutes to play mark in the opening half of basketball. Eggert on the top of the key. Working towards his right, comes back left in between the legs. Bo Brodina comes out to press him as the dribble stops. Callahan Burchell posting up back to the basket. Kicks on top. Peterson, kick right side. Bryson Heck, catch and shoot 3. Bryson Heck hits the 6th of the opening half for Valley City. The lead is 5 at 37-32 in favor of the Highlanders. Hofstad crossover and stop. Parker Brodina on the top of the key. Working against Callahan Burchell. Stop. Double pivot move. Crowd wants to travel. They won't get it. Inget for 3. That one's off the front and trickles in off the familiar roll and bounce. Sam Eggert comes up with a 3-point shot for Devils Lake. Timeout Firebirds as they cut the lead to 37-35. Valley City on top by 2. It's a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. Highlander girls are in action tonight up in Devils Lake. We'll attempt to get a score for you in that matchup so that we can pass along some updates from Devils Lake. But you can catch that broadcast tonight on our partner station, Thunder 98.3 FM. That's Thunder 98.3 FM going on tonight up in Devils Lake. Brady Femley has the call on that one. And we'll look to get a score from Brady, who's up in Devils Lake, as the night goes on. See if we can keep track of how the girls are doing against the Firebirds. And we'll try to keep you up to date with some other scores on our LaRue Lockout Financial Scoreboard coming up here as well. Lots of basketball out there that will be played, Class B, Class A level. We're getting into the heart of it now. This week starts the Class A play. Next week, the B boys play, and then everything is going. Carson Eggert leads one away to Callahan Burchell. Burchell a head fake, looking to hand off, now bringing right side between the legs dribble. Hard take in, kicks back out to Eggert. He traveled. Will Eggert moving both feet. Devils Lake will get it back with a chance to tie the game or possibly retake the lead with 2:08 left to go until halftime. Sam Eggert inbounds the basketball. Drew Hofstad will walk it across for Devils Lake. They come 4 high in their offense. 3 by Brodina. Cans it, stepping away. Parker Brodina, 14 first half points for Devils Lake's Parker Brodina. Swing the lead back to the Firebirds at 38-37. Carson Eggert stepping away. His follow-away three-point shot short, just barely grazed iron. Brodina comes up with a rebound, was falling out of bounds, but saved the ball back in to Jackson Bayeth, who looks for some help in the backcourt. And we'll see Bo Brodina walk the ball up front. 1:35 to play until halftime. High bounce pass into the near side for Bayeth. He'll hand it off to Drew Hofstad. Hard take in the lane, falling away. Hard range hook shot, no good. Bayeth, the no board, got fouled on the putback. Carver Peterson was trying to block the shot from behind. It's not going to be his foul, however. Carson Eggert's going to pick up his second personal. So 2 on Carson Eggert, 38-37. The Highlanders trailing by 1. Neither team has really had control of the game at any point tonight as Jackson Bayeth scores his third. Devils Lake with the first 8, you thought maybe, and then once Valley City scored the next 8, you began to see that this one had a lot of different twists and turns that could be made all throughout the course, and that's exactly what has gone on throughout the course of the night in this one. I believe we're going to have some dancing entertainment coming up next. First foul shot was good for Bayeth. Second foul shot is also good. He's got 4. And the lead for Devils Lake is 3 at 40-37. And the inbounds pass is stolen. Bo Brodina to the glass will score. The steal by Parker Brodina. Bo Brodina will score. Highlanders get careless with the ball, and now it's a 5-point lead for Devils Lake all of the sudden. This is a 10-0 run for the Firebirds. Valley City led 37-32. Devils Lake has scored the next 10 points to take a 42-37 lead. This is one of those games where balling in out of bounds, challenged by Drew Hofstad. You get the idea that really neither team is aware of this score at this point. They're just simply running their offense when they have the basketball. And now Zach Sikora, risking a backcourt violation, has to let go of the ball. Parker Brodina, a steal, a turn to the basket, his shot won't fall. And the rebound to Sikora, a step in to tie it up by Brodina. That'll force a jump ball. The alternating arrow will favor Valley City. So Devils Lake getting physical, and Devils Lake putting on some full court presence now. They're going to pressure the basketball, and they've found a way to chip at the Highlanders' ball handling capabilities at times in this opening half. So this is concerning for Valley City. We'll see how easily they get the ball into the front court. Inbounds pass comes in backcourt to Reese Krewald. Eggert looking to spring a trap, finds Krewald. He drives his way into the front, picks up another double team, but finds his way back to the near side for Carson Eggert. Eggert sets down a lefty dribble, bounces one inside. Talon Larson backing his way in, falls away on the baseline and misses. Brodina comes up with a rebound on the far side. He'll bring it into the front court, and Devils Lake another chance at a 3-possession lead. Brodina from 15, bank shot strong. Another O board for Devils Lake, and it's saved off of Reese Krewald's foot by Bo Brodina. Ends up out of bounds, and Devils Lake will get it back. 29 seconds on the shot clock, 32.3 remaining in the opening half. Parker Brodina for 3 money, and the lead is now 8 for Devils Lake. It matches their biggest lead of the night at 45 37, and this becomes a 13-0 run in favor of the Firebirds. Near side, Eggert, left corner, Zach Sikora. Head fake, drive down the baseline, threw it away again. Hofstad pulls it away. Up the floor, intended for Brodina. That one taken away, and a foul against Devils Lake as Reese Krewald tried to get on the fast break. He was harmed in the backcourt. Parker Brodina may pick up his third foul as well, and he will. So Brodina and DeLorme each with 3, and if either of them pick up an early fourth foul in the second half, that really could play havoc on what Devils Lake had in mind coming into this one tonight. Reese Krewald at the line, shooting the penalty, and the first is no good. The rebound comes down along the baseline. Bayeth comes away with the basketball. Sam Inget right side, down to 2. Inget on the way for 3. That's short, and that's the way the first half will come to a conclusion. Devils Lake ends the half the way they started it, on a big run. They start the half with an 8-0 run. They then go on a 13-0 run to end the opening half, and Devils Lake will lead by a score of 45-37 as we go to our halftime report. And our halftime report is on the way, coming up in a couple of moments here at the Highlander Activity Center. Devils Lake 45, Valley City 37 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. We'll check some scores of games in progress around the area and go through the numbers in this one next. This is Highlander Basketball, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their
score at the end of the opening half is 45-37 in favor of Devils Lake over Valley City. We'll come back with some scores of games in progress on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard and get you ready for second half action tonight here at the Highlander Activity Center. Highlander basketball continues next on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Hannah Wieland, a freshman at Valley City State University. The V500 scholarship members' generosity and commitment is exactly the kind of community involvement we need to keep VCSU going strong. The many scholarships provided are a testament to the support of the alumni, family, and friends of VCSU. Please keep expanding the opportunities available to enhance the lives of the next generation and make a difference for attracting future Vikings by supporting scholarships online at give.vcsu.edu or by calling the VCSU Foundation.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Lockout Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue at 701-845-6938 or James M. Lockout, CPA, at 845-1660. Services offered through Investment Advisors, a division of Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Ivy Real Estate Group, your locally owned real estate brokerage, is cheering for the home team. Listen to KOVC for the Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game following every Valley City Highliner and VCSU Vikings game.
Why choose professional eye care centers? Let's count the whys. First, there are now 4 great doctors to see: Dr. Frank, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangula, and now welcoming Dr. Bond. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, and Edgeley. And finally, their fantastic frame selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
45-37, your score at halftime. Valley City trailing Devils Lake on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard as we get ready for second half basketball to commence in just a couple of moments here at the Highlander Activity Center tonight. Again, the Highlander girls are in action in Devils Lake tonight. No score to report on that as of yet. Hoping to get one here as the night continues, but that one going on tonight at the Devils Lake Sports Center. Let's take a look at some of our scores in progress from games around us on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard this evening. There were a couple of scores that caught our eye a little bit earlier tonight. First of all, Class B, Barnes County North continues to struggle. Maple River gets a 75-13 win tonight for Maple River over Barnes County North. So the Raiders get another win. The Bison struggling. They were beaten by a big number by Benson County earlier this year as well, and Maple River gets after them tonight also. Class A score in girls play. Red River goes to Fargo tonight and comes up with a commanding win, 79-42 over Fargo Shanley. Final score in that matchup. So Red River with a strong start to their season tonight. Out west, Bismarck Century 84-37 winners over Dickinson in Class A girls play tonight. Those are some of the scores that we have to report from around us at this point. That game between Maple River and Barnes County North was 49-5 at halftime. Also, Watford City gets a win. They defeat Sidney, Montana in boys play. Final score 62-55 in that matchup. Also a final coming in. I believe this was girls play at the Barnes County tournament today. Lemoore Litchville Marion with a 40-36 win over Richland. As the Barnes County tournament is in town at the W.E. Osmond Fieldhouse. Boys play at halftime. Red River leads Shanley 29-26. That game is down in Fargo, or I should say over in Fargo tonight. And also at the Barnes County Tournament, Winesmere Lidgerwood Hankinson with a 29-24 lead over Enderlin. A three-point shot for Devils Lake to get things started from Bo Brodina won't fall. And Valley City's back into the front court with the basketball. They trail 45-37 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Dayton Jacobson gets crossed up with Carson Eggert on the near side of the floor. Little lob pass to the sideline, ends up floating out of bounds. And it will go back to Devils Lake. One more score, and again, we passed this along earlier. Highlander wrestling team in action tonight at Fargo South with an 83-0 win over the Bruins. Parker Brodina drive to the basket and scores. Parker Brodina, little step back, step forward. He's got 19, and Devils Lake takes a 47-37 lead. First double-figure lead for either team so far tonight. Callahan Burchell curling to the near side. A stop and a look from the top. Out to Aiden Jacobson, who had the ball deflected. He's able to go back and get it. Stops on the wing, spins back to Burchell. Shot clock approaching 10. Burchell hard take in the lane, pulls up, and it floats in. Callahan Burchell took some contact on that as well. He's got 9. Nice move by Callahan Burchell to get in. Lead cut to 8 at 49-37. The turn, Oliver Worth back to the basket, ends up missing on a fall away. Loose ball comes down, rebound to Aiden Jacobson. Jacobson up the floor to Zach Sikora. Head fake on a 3, drew a defender. Hard take to the basket, Sikora will score. You can see what the three-point threat for Valley City did in the opening half. Now Devils Lake has to come out and defend that shot. That opens up the lane. Hofstad a turnaround after a hard take to the basket. Drew Hofstad will score. And the offensive scoring fest continues here tonight at the Highlander Activity Center as Devils Lake reclaims an 8-point lead at 49-41. Sikora backs in, kicks out. A thought about a 3 by Ari Bratrud. He'll turn it to Callahan Burchell, and Burchell will be pressed immediately by Wyatt DeLorme. Keep in mind, DeLorme playing with 3. Ball ends up out of bounds, and it's last touched by Carson Eggert. This will go right back into the hands of Devils Lake. One of the problems that Valley City had in the opening half, they did not take great care of the basketball. They got exposed a little defensively. Some of that continuing here to start the second half. Off the dribble, Brodina for 3 won't fall, and Callahan Burchell pulls down the rebound for Valley City. Zach Sikora near side. Hard take down the baseline, stumbled. A reach in by Brodina to grab the ball. He's able to save it inbounds. Finds Hofstad, who kicks up the floor to Wyatt DeLorme. Touch pass back to Worth, who will score in the fast break. Oliver Worth with 4, scoring off the lay-in with the left hand. Lead back to 10 for Devils Lake at 51-41. Nearly continuous play here for 2.5 minutes to start this second half of basketball. Stop on the right side. Eggert looks down low. The turn. Bratrud will miss off the glass. Loose basketball comes down underneath with Parker Brodina. He measures, goes up the floor. Reverse layup coming in too strong from Goss, but a takeaway on a transition pass from Callahan Burchell, and a go to the basket, wave off the shot. We're going to have a foul offensive coming up against Devils Lake. Wyatt DeLorme has picked up his 4th. In college basketball, that shot's going to count. It doesn't in high school basketball. Wyatt DeLorme off the takeaway, goes in and scores, and then pushes off on the end of the play. And an offensive foul was called against DeLorme. Now, there's been a lobbying effort by Dustin Brodina of Devils Lake, and the 3 officials are going to get together and discuss the call. We'll see if the foul will stand or if the basket will count. Let's see what they're going to say. They're going to count the basket and then call the foul against DeLorme afterwards. So apparently the basket will count. I wasn't aware that that rule had changed in high school basketball. So I guess I'm going to go with that one throughout the course of the season. But the basket is good. The foul will count, so that's still DeLorme's 4th personal foul, which will send him to the bench. But it does send the Devils Lake lead to 12 at 53-41. Highlanders back into the front court. Spin move on the top of the key. A little step to the near side for Carson Eggert. Off to Sikora. A head fake on a 3. Draws a defender. Back to Eggert near side. Setting down the lefty dribble. And he's pressed and fouled by Goss out on the perimeter. Brady Goss with his 2nd. Highlanders will inbound the basketball. It's the 2nd foul against Devils Lake. And the inbounds play will come in from the near side of the floor. From Carson Eggert. And Goss will step off the floor. Bo Brodina will come in to replace him. Carson Eggert to inbound. Callahan Burchell comes open. Eggert instead goes to the 2nd opportunity. Aiken Jacobson. Jacobson in a kick out. Sikora's left alone for 3. And the shot will fall from the right wing. Zach Sikora will score double figures with his 10th. 53-44. Highlanders back with a 9, and now Callahan Burchell jumps a passing lane. The takeaway to the glass. He left the layup short, got a little awkward on his way in. Ball comes down with Parker Brodina after the miss. Brodina going inside, off the glass, misses the shot. Touch, rebound, put back, won't fall. His own miss again, another put back, won't fall. He gets his own miss again and scores. Parker Brodina, 4 looks at the basket, including 3 boards. He scores his 21st. The lead is back to 11 at 55-44. Top of the key, Eggert for Valley City. A little mishandle of the basketball. Cut to Sikora, looking down low. Pass too strong. He had Talon Larson on the lead, but the pass a little off key. Ends up out of bounds, and Devils Lake will get it back on the takeaway. Each team will make some changes. Valley City will go to Ari Bratrud back into the matchup in the post. And the Highlanders will get back defensively as Sam Inget comes back in for Devils Lake. Brodina looking inside. Hosted denied the basketball. Ball kicked to the perimeter. Bo Brodina back to Parker, actually Oliver Worth rather. Now it's Parker Brodina, 3-point shot right wing, and that's good again. He has got 7 in the second half already and 24 for the game. And Devils Lake's lead is 14 at 58-44, and the Highlanders will call for timeout with 13:48 left to go in the second half. A timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. It is Devils Lake 58, Valley City 44. This is Highlander basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your #1 electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
No matter where you live, you should have access to high-quality health care. Jamestown Regional Medical Center's orthopedic and sports medicine team offers care for hips, shoulders, knees, and toes. When an injury occurs, teams need care quickly. That's why the JRMC orthopedic team promises same-day and next-day appointments. Schedule direct at jrmcnd.com or call 952-4870.
Jamestown Regional Medical Center will never stop building for you.
Welcome back to the Highlander Activity Center, the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. Ryan Cunningham with you this evening from the Hack downtown. Highlanders in some trouble, down 14 by a score of 58-44. A little careless with the basketball as of late, and second half scoring has favored Devils Lake as the Firebirds have been on a roll. We'll see if Valley City can shore things up defensively. Inside, Bratrud with his back to the basket, turns and scores off the glass. Ari Bratrud going in with a score. He's had a couple of nice looks with his back to the basket tonight. Highlanders back within 12. Hofstad streaks into the front court for Devils Lake, looking for a screen against Callahan Burchell. Hofstad a stop, reverses to Oliver Worth in the top of the key. Back to Hofstad, thought about a deep three, pulls it back down, looking for Inget, deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Aiden Jacobson. Devils Lake will have it with 13 seconds to shoot. Inget off the far sideline, back to Hofstad on the top of the key. Hofstad stepping up, looking at Oliver Worth, pulls up for 3. That one's strong off the heel of the rim. Rebound Aiden Jacobson for Valley City. Highlanders may be adjusting. They're going to take Brodina out of the game as best they can and then take their chance with everybody else. Jacobson a pull up off the dribble for 3 that won't fall. Hofstad the rebound and a strong one back to the foul line. Inget left corner for Devils Lake in transition, a whistle. And it looks like we've got a hand check coming up against Callahan Burchell. It's going to be Callahan Burchell's 3rd personal foul. No correction. Ari Bratrud will pick up his 2nd. That's a good break for Valley City. They needed that. Bratrud, Burchell, and Eggert are going to leave. We'll see Bryson Heck, Carver Peterson, and Robert Fisher back into the game for Valley City. Ball comes in towards the left corner. Devils Lake has also returned Gage Meyer. 3, Brodina, short. Rebound deflected out of bounds off of Bryson Heck. It's headed back to Devils Lake. The O board, that's something that the Firebirds have used to their ability tonight, and that's something Valley City will definitely have to shore up. Ty Terry being a defensive-minded coach. Inget for 3. That one's strong. Rebound bounces out into the perimeter. Sikora pulls it down, makes a fast break pass to Carver Peterson, goes to the glass, misses one strong. The Highlanders could never really get themselves under control in that transition. Rebound Gage Meyer for Devils Lake, and he'll send it away to the left side for Drew Hofstad. Hofstad off to Bo Brodina, left wing, backing his way in against Peterson. Got inside, got the shot blocked from behind. Aiden Jacobson comes down with a miss. 3-on-3 break, left side, Sikora. Head fake, baseline move. The runner, count it, one. Zach Sikora to the baseline, will score on the runner to the line. Pulls up on the mid-range and gets himself a foul shot to go with it. 12 points for Zach Sikora, and he'll draw a foul against Sam Inget, his first personal. We'll see Parker Brodina withdrawn. Jackson Bayeth comes back into the game for Devils Lake, and Sikora goes to the foul line with a chance to pull this lead back under double figures. It was 14 a couple of moments ago, and 2 hard-earned baskets for Valley City have cut it to 10. Chance to cut it to 9. Carson Egger wasn't out long. He'll come back in to replace Robert Fisher. Aiden Jacobson gets some coaching from head coach Ty Terry in front of the scorer's table. Sikora's bonus foul shot is good. The and one for Sikora. He has 8 in the second half, 13 for the tilt. 58-49, 6 minutes into the second half. Devils Lake by 9. Shotgun pass, and Sikora baited that pass to Gage Meyer, takes it away. Right side 3 for Eggert in transition, no good. House would have come down if he'd have hit that one. Rebound, Bo Brodina for Devils Lake. Crossover in the backcourt. Now it's the Highlanders extending their defense, looking for some pressure. Inget to the left side, finding Goss. A drive to the baseline for Goss. Wraparound pass to Bayeth in the right corner. And now Bayeth looking for an angle. He'll drive baseline, kicks it inside for Meyer. Too strong. Jacobson comes away with possession. Kicks it backcourt to Peterson. Lead to Sikora is broken up. Bobbled towards the baseline by several. Inget comes away with a loose basketball, and Devils Lake will try to make their way back into the front court. Hofstad trapped in the backcourt by Bryson Heck. It's turned back to Inget, back to Hofstad. Head fake and move towards the right side. Reversal back to Inget on the top of the key. Inget looking left side for Bo Brodina. 10 to shoot. Brodina crossover, pulls up from 8 feet, hits it in the lane. Bo Brodina picking his own spot, will score his 4th. Devils Lake's lead back to 11 at 60-49. Sikora for 3. That's off the front of the rim. Offensive board, weak side, Carver Peterson, the foul against Devils Lake that will keep the ball with Valley City. 4th foul against Devils Lake also, which is of note. They're racing off towards the penalty in the second half. Bo Brodina with his 2nd personal. 10:59 to go second half. Highlanders to inbound. Sikora coming over, wants the ball. It's deflected out of bounds by Jackson Bayeth, and it will stay Highlander basketball in their front court. Still no score coming in from the girls' game tonight. That's unfortunate. See if we can't catch up with one as the game goes on. Aiden Jacobson a stop, looking left side. Head fake, step back. Eggert for 3. That rims in and out, won't fall. Loose ball rebound, uncontested to Goss for Devils Lake, and then he slips coming up the floor. Was able to rescue it. Bayeth on the top of the key will step away from pressure and reset the offense. Bayeth the stop, back off to the top for Brady Goss. Sam Inget near side to Jackson Bayeth again. Jump stop in the lane from 10. The floater's good. Little teardrop for Jackson Bayeth. Off the jump stop, he's got 6. Devils Lake lead back to 13 at 62-49. The Highlanders need some penetration at something inside. That time Peterson goes down the baseline and has it taken away. Goss into the front court, pressured. Steps it off to Inget, who's nearly corralled for the basketball, but we'll see a foul coming up. See a technical foul called? We've seen a technical foul called against Devils Lake. And I believe the foul has been called against Brady Goss. Goss earlier, when he was called for a foul, was laughing and sort of showing up the officials. And apparently Lance Lukes has had enough. And the first foul shot for Zach Sikora will not fall. And if that's the case, you know, I don't like it when a player shows up referees. It's not about the referee thing. It's just about the player in that situation. Umpire, that type of thing that I take care of. I don't like it when you're deliberately shown up, and so I don't mind that technical foul call at all, especially early in the season. Let's get it under control and play like men, if you know what I mean. 62-50, second foul shot for Sikora is good. It's a 12-point lead for Devils Lake. A stop. Sikora right side taking from Aiden Jacobson. Sikora drive to the basket, had it deflected by Sam Inget on the way in. Gage Meyer comes away with the basketball. Devils Lake's on the move. Bo Brodina on the right side, circling back top of the key. Inget left side for Jackson Bayeth. Bayeth the stop, back to the top. Brodina catch and shoot 3, no good. And the rebound inside to Carver Peterson for Valley City. Highlanders break out. Near side, Bryson Heck thought about the 3, steps back, now wants the 3 from the wing. Short, trickles off, rebound underneath, ends up out of bounds, and this is going back to Devils Lake. The Highlanders are set to get Will Eggert and Callahan Burchell back into the game. Devils Lake's going to counter by bringing in Cole Toso, a 6'4 senior. They're going to go further down their bench here as well. Joel Nelson, a 6'4 sophomore, will come into the matchup. You know, I thought there might have been an opportunity here for Valley City. It looks like a little 1-3-1 half-court trap the Highlanders are going to employ. The trap does materialize, but Borina stepped away from it rather quickly. A kick-out three by Hofstad is good from the left wing. Drew Hofstad stepping into a three. He's got 7, and the lead is now its biggest of the night. Devils Lake 65, Valley City 50. A three from the right side that comes up short for Will Eggert. And the ball goes back to the far side of the floor. Hofstad coming back into the front court. The turn, the kick out. Engen on the way for three, short. Rebound, scramble underneath. Loose basketball picked up for Devils Lake by Cole Toso, and a timeout taken by the Firebirds with 9:04 left to go of the second half. 15-point lead for Devils Lake at 65-50 on the LaRue Lackow Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout from Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander Basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Carrie Keatsman, family nurse practitioner with Stanford Health of Vanderlyn and Valley City. The holidays are upon us, which means time spent with loved ones and the gift of giving. This year, protect yourself and your loved ones from giving and receiving the gift of COVID-19 and the flu by scheduling your appointments to receive necessary vaccines and boosters. You can call our offices in Vanderlyn at 437-3320 and Valley City at 845-6000 to schedule your appointments. May the gift of health and happiness be yours this holiday season. From Sanford Health of Vanderlyn and Valley City.
We're told that Valley City trails Devils Lake by 4 at halftime in Devils Lake tonight, 40-36. Brady Fremling, who has the call on Thunder 98.3 FM, says the Highlanders are shooting 18 of 26 from the foul line. So the Highlanders got 26 foul shots in the opening half. That says a few different things about that basketball game. Joel Nelson taking the inbounds pass for Devils Lake. He drives the basket, misses. Rebound comes down, deflected, and a foul coming up on the rebound after Reese Krewald got his hands on it. And I believe the foul is going to go against Joel Nelson. Well, we'll see how long Dustin Brodina decides to stay with this rotation. This is an odd rotation for Devils Lake to be in right now with a 65-50 lead. Obviously a chance to put it away. Perhaps the 15-point lead giving them a chance to play some additional players just to kind of give their horses a breather. Sikora off the dribble ends up missing short on a baseline jumper. Enget will take the basketball after Cole Toso comes down with the rebound. Hofstad a step back on the baseline. That was challenged. Rebound deflected out of bounds off of Callahan Burchell, and it heads back to Devils Lake. With 8:33 to play, so the Highlander girls in that matchup with Devils Lake tonight, down 4, and another high-scoring affair up in Devils Lake tonight as well. Enget to inbound, loops one back into the backcourt. Hofstad will make an over-the-shoulder catch. He's challenged by Will Eggert all the way back into the backcourt. Left side of the floor, Enget, hard crossover dribble, kicks out to the near side. Ball through the hands of Nelson. He's got it back. Hard take down the baseline, and Joel Nelson will score. First two tonight for Joel Nelson. 17-point lead now for Valley City at 67-50. And what's missing right now for Valley City, you have Brodina on the bench, that's Parker. You also have Wyatt DeLorme on the bench, a lot of size. Valley City has found no interior presence offensively. It's like they almost have not looked for it. A little give and go baseline cut. That time they got Eggert going down the baseline of the give and go with Callahan Burchell, but Eggert ends up missing the shot. However, it's the first time they've looked inside in a while. Nelson down low, catch and shoot layup alley-oop style. Ends up knocking away from Cole Toso, and there's a rebound foul. They may get Toso on the back of a Highlander. They will. Cole Toso, after going up, catching and shooting in the same option, ended up with a Highlander underneath him and went on to the back to try to pull down the rebound. Valley City will send in Aiden Jacobson, Carson Eggert, and Robert Fisher. By the way, thank you to the number of Highlander fans that responded. You may be either tuning into that matchup around here or up in Devils Lake tonight. And boy, we requested a score and you came through. I got a handful of text messages. Thank you for doing that. Callahan Burchell's first foul shot is good for Valley City. Burchell with 10. Second Highlander to double figures tonight. Zach Sikora leads the way in scoring with 14. Lead is 16 for Devils Lake. Make it 15 as Burchell calmly knocks down a pair. 67-52. Lead 15 for Devils Lake. 7:40 to go in the matchup. Highlanders into the front court. A three-point, or actually Devils Lake, and Parker Brodina hits another three. 27 for Parker Brodina. This kid's on a different level of shooting tonight. Will Eggert, a head fake on a three. Now to Carson Eggert on the top of the key. Between the legs, dribble, hands off. Aiden Jacobson, foul line, pull-up jump shot. In the mid-range, missed it. Robert Fisher deflects the rebound, looks to save it in bounds. Saved it to Parker Brodina, then turns into a jump ball. And Valley City's going to get the basketball back. Fun to watch Callahan Burchell play basketball. I watched his dad wrestle. I can say that because his dad was usually beating me up in the practice room. For 2 years, Casey Burchell taught me how to do that game. Carson Eggert for three out of the corner, no good. And the rebound comes down to Cole Toso for Devils Lake. 7 minutes to go, and any scoring here by Devils Lake, they have a chance to run this to 20 or more. Brodina, a deep three is good, and that's going to make it a 21-point lead. Parker Brodina with his sixth three-point shot tonight. He'll have 13 in the half, 30 for the game, and Devils Lake's lead is 21. 73-52 Firebirds with 6:55 left to go in the second half, and Valley City will call for a Mobility Plus rehabilitation timeout. This is Highlander basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Brothers 3 has the area's widest variety of classic and new ice fishing tackle at the lowest prices to give you the edge this year. Before heading out on the ice, stop in and get your live bait and tackle and fill your tank with the highest quality gas and diesel. Brothers 3 is your locally owned and operated convenience store. As always, Brothers 3 has the lowest prices in town on everything, from snacks and drinks to winter gear and propane and automotive supplies. Remember, it pays to shop at Brothers 3.
Valley City calls for timeout, down 21, 73-52 your score. With 6:55 to go in the second half. Ryan Cunningham with you here tonight from the Highlander Activity Center. Parker Brodina with 30 of Devils Lake's 73 points tonight. And the Highlanders have struggled to find some offensive looks here in the second half. They have just one three-point shot in the second half. Will Eggert, near side of the floor, ends up dribbling too much, and Joel Nelson will pick his pocket. Devils Lake takes it away again, and Nelson's into the front court. Crossover dribble, hands off top of the key. Brodina into the lane. Kick out on the top of the key for Oliver Worth, who's back in. Brodina sends it back to Parker Brodina on his way to the basket. He'll be fouled before he can go in for the easy lay-in. Robert Fisher decides to put a hand on him to deny him the easy lay-in. Third on Valley City in the second half. It is the first on Robert Fisher. Firebirds inbound, Worth on the right side. Reversal back to the top of the key for Drew Hofstede. Now Bo Brodina. Kick out to Joel Nelson, the top of the key. Bounce pass into Oliver Worth. High post, right elbow jumper. Ends up no good. Burchell had the board. And then on his back was Joel Nelson. And Nelson's going to be called on the back. Valley City will walk the length of the floor and shoot some foul shots. 6:21 to go. Zach Sikora and Ari Bratrud will come back into the matchup. Will Eggert will sit. Robert Fisher will sit. Callahan Burchell to the line. 11 points on the night for Burchell. 2 of 2 the stripe. Made him a couple of moments ago. Burchell's opener is good. If I'm not mistaken, Callahan Burchell's mom's side of the family would be the Grumman side of the family, and one of those sisters set the record for most consecutive foul shots made in Barnes County tournament history. So Callahan Burchell is going to have a pretty good looking foul shot, genetically anyway. He knocks down both ends of those. That'll give him 15. Lead 19 for Devils Lake, and Bo Brodina, baseline jumper that's challenged and no good. Rebound to Parker Brodina, spins and got fouled going back to the basket. Parker Brodina, just a sophomore at 6'4", already 30. You know, somebody comes out of Devils Lake all the time that's just like that. Grant Nelson, of course, is currently at North Dakota State, and Parker Brodina, just a sophomore, but the amount of skill that he has, his future is very bright. He's got 12 field goals tonight, 6 threes and 30 points. 13 points in the second half, 17 to start the game. Bo Brodina will sit. Parker missed the front end. And we'll see the second end coming in after Brady Goss has a chance to come back following the technical foul. Second foul shot will not go down, and Carson Eggert comes up with a basketball on the rebound for Valley City. We'll tick inside of 6 minutes to go in the second half. Eggert handing off. Aiden Jacobson flexing his way back top of the key. Left alone. Three-point shot for Jacobson is good. Aiden Jacobson with 6. Pulling up off the dribble and finding his own shot. Leads 16. Brodina back in, 32. Parker Brodina going to the baseline, just dribbling his way in. Scores off the window, and the lead is back to 18 for Devils Lake at 75-57. Handoff right side, Jacobson off a curl, looking at Callahan Burchell, tries to go in the give and go. It's deflected, loose ball back up, and Oliver Worth to the hole with the two-hand flush for Devils Lake in transition. Brings their junior varsity going like crazy. They're dancing on the far side of the floor. Sikora spins away from pressure, tries a three and misses. Joel Nelson had the rebound and ends up out of bounds. And it will be Valley City basketball off of Nelson. The dunk for Worth gives him 6 and gives the lead to Devils Lake by 20 at 77-57. Inbounds play from Carson Eggert. Near side, Sikora left alone for 3 again, this time short. Offensive board, Bratrud. The turn, double pivot up and under, and he got fouled. Got Joel Nelson up in the air. Nelson with 3. Ari Bratrud. Big guy inside. Bratrud 6'5", and he's a load. He's the kind of guy that goes tractor trailer on you inside, and he got that little up and under move, and he's been slick around the basket tonight. He is elusively fast with his post moves. His first foul shot will not go for Ari Bratrud. He's got 4 tonight. He's earned a couple of good looks. Bayeth back in for Devils Lake. He'll replace Joel Nelson. Valley City goes to Wahpeton on Friday. That game will be covered on KOVC TV. That will be a video cast only, so we can bring you girls basketball on KOVC radio coming up on Friday night. And again, we'll tell you how to find that as the game goes on. Bratrud's second foul shot will not go. So 0 of 2 the line for Bratrud. And Goss comes away with the basketball and the rebound for Devils Lake. He's into the front court. Brodina again, 35. Parker Brodina hits his 7th three-point shot tonight at his 14th field goal. 80-57. Devils Lake with 4:50 to play in the second half. Bratrud back in the post, backing in on Bayeth. The turn, little floater. There's another nice touch for Ari Bratrud. Falling away for the basket, little baby hook. Lead cut to 21 at 80-59. Devils Lake in the backcourt looking. Goss coming into the backcourt to take the basketball. Cross to his left hand, steps up on top. Ball knocked away from Bayeth. Sikora doing battle for it, can't find it. Ball to the right side, 3. Brodina, no good this time. Callahan Burchell with a rebound. He's got pressure from behind, spins away from it, nearly came into the front court. Finds Sikora. Sikora driving baseline, kick out. Carver Peterson for 3, trickles off, and the rebound to Jackson Bayeth for Devils Lake. We're down to 4:10 to play. See if the Firebirds start slowing things down a little bit. No motion to do that yet, and the ball to Bayeth on the foul line, knocked away. Bratrud brings his team up front. Lead in for Carver Peterson, knocked away. Again, the Highlanders going to have to get a little bit more careful with the basketball. They've been good trying to deny things on the perimeter, but then they've been very careless looking for some opportunities to get up the floor tonight. And here's a foul against Aiden Jacobson coming out to pressure a ball on Hofstad. Just the 4th against Valley City in the second half. Aiden Jacobson will pick up his second of the night. And we'll see a couple of changes. Talon Larson for Valley City. Bryson Heck as well coming back in to replace Bratrud and Jacobson. And Devils Lake will inbound the basketball. Inbounds play will come in off the near side from Parker Brodina. Goss in the backcourt will take it. He steps back up looking right side. A head fake by Wyatt Delorme, who's back in. Playing with 4 fouls. Brodina kicking out to Engett, looking baseline. Back to Brodina. Hard take in the lane. Kicks near side. Blocking foul against Zach Sikora. Sikora perhaps trying to sell a charge. I think if Sikora doesn't try to sell the charge, there's going to be no foul there at all. But, you know, again, Lance Lukes, I think he's officiated a pretty good game tonight. Sometimes you get that embellishment in high school basketball. Engett will try for 3. It's no good. And rebound goes loose on the floor. It's kicked back to the near side for Wyatt Delorme. We'll talk more about that embellishment in a second. Brodina stop and go dribbled off his foot. They're going to say off of a Highlander foot. It's going to be Devils Lake basketball. I don't know that we have the embellishment call yet in the high school game, and so a lot of what referees will do is, okay, if you're going to embellish, and I think it's embellishment, I'm just going to call you for a blocking foul, and I like that. It'll take you out of that. You only get 5 fouls to give. 80-59. Devils Lake calls for a stoppage with 3:23 left to go in the second half. We'll do the same for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander Basketball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa's got to go to Smith Lumber Home Center for gift ideas for infants to grandparents. Take a stroll through the aisles and put your gift list together and see why Smith Lumber Home Center is the complete home and gift center. Gifts galore and expanded lines coming every day. Make sure to check the Christmas shop in the all-new greenhouse for Christmas decor and live Christmas trees. There's more joy to shopping local. Smith Lumber Home Center, East Main, Valley City.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Lockout Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue at 701-845-6938 or James M. Lockout, CPA, at 845-1660. Services offered through Investment Advisors, a division of Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC.
Devils Lake will inbound the basketball with 3:23 to play in half number 2. They lead Valley City 80-59 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Opener tonight for Valley City. Little toss inside, and Oliver Worth will score a little alley-oop lay-in. He's got 8 now. Lead 82-59. Toss coming from Inget on the near side of the floor. Correction, that toss came from Gage Meyer. Valley City with Bryson Heck in the game, driving down the baseline. Tried to kick it around on the baseline for Jacobson. That was knocked out of bounds by Oliver Worth. Ty Terry told us the team would be a little exposed defensively. They're not there yet. We saw that tonight. And that's something you can work on throughout the course of the year. The one sort of glaring issue for the Highlanders tonight, ball control. Three-pointer off the dribble by Carson Eggert, that won't fall. And the other one that jumps off the page is when there was a chance to get inside, Valley City really didn't look to go that direction. On the positives in the full court defense, the Highlanders very opportunistic tonight, and they created quite a few turnovers as well. They'll do so here as Gage Meyer forces one in for Oliver Worth that ends up out of bounds. But during that sequence where Wyatt DeLorme was out of the game with 4 fouls and Parker Brodina was getting some rest with 3, you would have really liked to have seen Valley City try to find Callahan Burchell inside a little bit more and see if they could establish that. And instead, they kind of went away from that and just kind of kept shooting threes. Bryson Eck will take a 3, that one short. Rebound comes down inside with Brady Goss for Devils Lake. 2:25 to go. Goss near side, ball kicked out of bounds by Sikora. Zach Sikora with a nice night tonight, 14 points. Callahan Burchell with 15, currently leading the scoring derby. But the Highlanders had 10 men score in the first half, and only 4 have scored in the second half. A 3-point drought. They had 6 first-half threes, only 2 in the second half of play. Worth, near side of the floor, Wyatt DeLorme reverses to Inget on the top of the key for the Firebirds. Inget steps into the foul line, pulls up from about 13 feet, misses. Worth underneath for the rebound. Sends it back to Gage Meyer, who steps away from pressure and then was fouled, taking a fall-away jump shot. Carson Eggert will have his 3rd. Again, next up for Valley City will be on the road at Wahpeton on Friday night. That game will be on KOVC TV. It will not be featured on KOVC radio. We will have the Highlander girls on radio as they host Wahpeton on Friday night. First foul shot for Gage Meyer, gets a double kiss back in for his first point for the Firebirds tonight. Here's what you do. Go to YouTube on your smart TV, Roku stick, whatever, and do a search for KOVC TV. You'll find our streaming YouTube channel, or you'll be able to access that channel from our website, newsdakota.com. And I was able, if you go to newsdakota.com and look under video, you'll see a link for KOVC YouTube channel. And right now, we were able to put the KOVC channel, not a link, but the channel, on the website. Wyatt DeLorme over the top with Bryson Heck. Heck went up to try to reject the shot as DeLorme was going up, and DeLorme came head first into Bryson Heck, and Heck is on the floor right now favoring his back. We'll see Pat Callahan come over, Mike Callahan, I'm sorry, our trainer, and take a look at Bryson Heck. But Bryson Heck came up over the top to block a shot, and just as DeLorme was going up, he came head first into Bryson Heck, and then when Heck went down, he was clutching at his back, and right now that's what Mr. Callahan's working on down there. And Bryson Heck right now is down and being tended to by our trainer and also by head coach Ty Terry. So we'll have to watch that situation play out. While they do that, let's see if we can take another look at our scoreboard here and see what we can find as far as scores from around our area and from around the region tonight. Not a lot to talk about at this point as far as scores coming in. No update as of yet from that matchup between Red River and Fargo Shanley in boys play. Last report that came from the Barnes County basketball tournament, Wymer Lidgerwood Hankinson led Enderlin 29-24. Earlier tonight, Lemoore Litchville Marion with a 40-36 win over Richland in that Barnes County tournament. And really kind of a lean night as far as sports being reported. There's a lot of games out there, but not a lot of scores actually being reported tonight. Again, earlier tonight, the Highlander wrestling team, an 83-0 win over Fargo South in their latest wrestling duel. That was moved from January, and very late. It was moved from January to tonight. Bryson Heck is up. They're continuing to talk with him a little bit to see if he's going to find his way off. 1:46 left. And Bryson's going to make his way probably straight to the locker room, I would expect, and go in for some repairs. So Ty Terry, after tending to that, will go back to address his team. And the Highlanders will come back onto the floor. Believe the replacement here is going to be Reese Krewald, who steps in for Valley City. Now on the play, Wyatt Delorme was fouled. And so Delorme is going to go to the foul line. Delorme steps into his opening foul shot, and it is no good. Delorme was hit in the act, so he gets 2. College basketball tomorrow night will be on Thunder 98.3 as the University of Jamestown and Valley City State will renew their rivalry. It's a men's-women's doubleheader over at UJ tomorrow night. Thunder 98.3. Reese Krewald for 3 for Valley City off the heel of the rim. J.H. Meyer with a rebound for Devils Lake. They lead at 83-59 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Brodina for 3. That time barely grazes the front of the iron. Ends up going out of bounds, and maybe Parker's got to think about a different shot, huh? 7 3-point shots for Parker Brodina tonight. He's got 35 points. A 3 by Aiden Jacobson, good from the right wing. Aiden Jacobson stepping into a 3. That will give him 9. 83-62. Highlanders down 21. They'll force a takeaway as Goss comes into the front court, gets trapped, ends up losing a ball out of bounds. Valley City gets it back with 1:15 to go. Drive to the near side by Carson Eggert. Step back, look at a 3. He'll take the 3, and it's short. Tell you what, the 3-point shot is going to be the vast majority of the Highlanders' attempted offense tonight. They have not played inside really at all, as Valley City, waiting for a backcourt violation, will lure Wyatt Delorme into making a play on the basketball to see if he can get up the floor and score, and then Delorme kicks it out of bounds. So Valley City will get it back. And some changes coming up. We'll see a few new Firebirds here. Joel Nelson returns. We've seen him throughout the course of the night already. Also some limited minutes for Cole Toso. Tyler Goss, 5'7" senior, steps in. Josh Deckard, a 6'4" junior, comes into the matchup as well. And we'll also see Brett Mertens, a 6' junior, coming into the matchup. Ball out of bounds off of Devils Lake with 50.7 seconds left to go. Highlanders will fall to 0-1. Devils Lake improves to 1-1. It's a point in the Eastern Dakota Conference standings tonight for Devils Lake as the inbounds pass is stolen away by Josh Deckard. 45 seconds to go. Crossover dribble, Tyler Goss into the front court. Joel Nelson right side, a stop. Back top of the key, giving way to Cole Toso. Stop on the near side for Josh Deckard. Ball intended inside for Goss is knocked loose. There's a scramble for it. It's picked up and sent up the floor to Carson Eggert, who will go to the glass and score with a left-handed layup for Valley City. That will give him 5. Lead cut to 19. Another turnover on the inbounds pass. This time it's kicked to Eggert. Out of the right corner, a step back for 3. That one's short. Rebound out towards the perimeter. And Goss will run it down for Devils Lake. And boy, there's no reason to keep going here. It's 11.9 seconds left. A little pressure on the far side by Carson Eggert. Will pick up his 4th, and it's going to be just enough to let Devils Lake walk the length of the floor and shoot some foul shots for Tyler Goss. 83-64, the score currently. Devils Lake trying to make it a 20-point win. And Goss's first on the 1-for-1 penalty is good. That's his first point tonight. Some of the good news, though, for Valley City, 10 men scored tonight for the Highlanders. I mean, that's a nice number to get something moving in that direction. The three ball was great in the opening half, just let Valley City down in the second half. Lead to 21, both foul shots are good. Reese Krewald stepping in, ball knocked away by Goss. It goes loose, and Devils Lake will run the clock out, and this one's going to come to an end. Final score tonight at the Highlander Activity Center. Devils Lake 85 and Valley City 64. The Firebirds improved to 1-1. Valley City drops to 0-1 on the campaign. We'll take a break. We will come back with our post-game report and name our Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game, and then wrap things up tonight from the Highlander Activity Center in Valley City. This is Highlander Basketball on the voice of the Highlanders and the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Hannah Whelan, a freshman at Valley City State University. The V500 scholarship members' generosity and commitment is exactly the kind of community involvement we need to keep VCSU going strong. The many scholarships provided are a testament to the support of the alumni, family, and friends of VCSU. Please keep expanding the opportunities available to enhance the lives of the next generation and make a difference for attracting future Vikings by supporting scholarships online at give.vcsu.edu or by calling the VCSU Foundation.
Ivy Real Estate Group, your locally owned real estate brokerage, is cheering for the home team. Listen to KOVC for the Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game following every Valley City Highliner and VCSU Vikings game.
Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your number one electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
No matter where you live, you should have access to high-quality health care. Jamestown Regional Medical Center's orthopedic and sports medicine team offers care for hips, shoulders, knees, and toes. When an injury occurs, teams need care quickly. That's why the JRMC orthopedic team promises same-day and next-day appointments. Schedule direct at jrmcnd.com or call 952-4878.
Jamestown Regional Medical Center will never stop building for you.
This is Carrie Keatsman, family nurse practitioner with Stanford Health of Enderlin and Valley City. The holidays are upon us, which means time spent with loved ones and the gift of giving. This year, protect yourself and your loved ones from giving and receiving the gift of COVID-19 and the flu by scheduling your appointments to receive necessary vaccines and boosters. You can call our offices in Enderlin at 437-3320 and Valley City at 845-6000 to schedule your appointments. May the gift of health and happiness be yours this holiday season. From Stanford Health of Enderlin and Valley City.
Post-game report tonight here from the Highlander Activity Center. Tough one for Valley City tonight. Started with a lot of promise. Highlanders beaten, however, by a final score of 85-64. Welcome back to Highlander basketball on the voice of the Valley, KOVC. The Highlanders will drop to 0-1 on the season. Devils Lake improves to 1-1 and will take the first win of the EDC campaign. They'll pick up a point in the EDC standings tonight. Post-game summary. Highlanders gave up the first 8 points, came back with the first 8 points, gave up the next 6, scored the next 6, and at one point had a 37-32 first half lead, but that's when the doors kind of came off. Devils Lake ended the first half on a 13-0 run to take a 45-37 lead, and then behind the unbelievable shooting night of Parker Brodina continued to widen that gap throughout the second half until a bit of a flurry at the very end of the game for the Highlanders, kind of back to 21. But Parker Brodina with 35 points on 14 field goals and 7 threes tonight, and Valley City just didn't have any answers there. Also, not much of an inside presence for Valley City and a few extra turnovers that head coach Ty Terry will obviously be working with his group to try to settle down tonight. But a big night tonight for Parker Brodina for Devils Lake, who scores 35. Valley City in the game in the first half, can't turn the corner though, and they are beaten by a final score of 85-64. Post-game numbers tonight, Devils Lake's led by Parker Brodina's 35. He'll be the only scorer in double figures tonight for Devils Lake. They had a host of support, however. Oliver Worth 8, Wiley Delorme 8, Drew Hofstad, Brady Goss each with 7, Jackson Baith with 6. 5 points tonight for Sam Eggett. Bo Brodina had 4. And a couple points each for Joel Nelson and Tyler Goss, and a single for Gage Meyer. For Valley City, Callahan Burchell with 15 to lead the way. Zach Sikora with 14. And from there, Aiden Jacobson with 9 and a couple of threes. Carver Peterson with 7. Ari Bratrud with 6. Carson Eggert with 5. 3 points each for Bryson Heck and Robert Fisher. Will Eggert and Talon Larson each added 2. Your final score, 85-64 in favor of Devils Lake tonight. Your final order of business, if you will, is our Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game Award. And it's brought to you by Ivy Real Estate Group. They are your locally owned real estate brokerage in Valley City. And we award that award at the end of every Highlander and VCSU Viking game throughout the course of the season as well. And tonight, a little bit of a tough challenge to pick the winner in that matchup, just for the simple fact that the Highlanders had a couple of performances that were really close to one another this evening as far as leading the way. And so you just kind of go to the eye test at this point to see, kind of which one you're favoring. But when I took a look at it tonight, I really felt like Zach Sikora probably played a very complete game for Valley City, offensively, defensively tonight. Callahan Burchell's definitely going to win that award several times throughout the course of the year. You can just see that in his game. But Zach Sikora tonight looking for that three-point shot early, and that was really the tone setter for Valley City. I mean, outside of the three-point shot, they didn't have a whole lot of offense going on this evening, and so they needed to get that three-point shot working, and Zach Sikora was definitely setting a tone in that situation early tonight. So we'll give that award to Zach Sikora. The Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game Award will go to Zach Sikora this evening. And with that award, Ivy Real Estate Group will acknowledge Zach Sikora's performance tonight, and we'll see what happens in the next matchup. Again, our next matchup for the Highlanders will be on the road. That game will be in Wahpeton. It'll be on Friday night for the Highlander boys. We'll have it for you on KOVC TV. That'll be a TV video broadcast only. Right now, you can go to our website, newsdakota.com, and find our YouTube channel. If you look underneath video, you will see it linking to our YouTube channel so that you can find the location to pick up that video broadcast coming up on Friday. The Highlander girls will be on the air here on KOVC coming up on Friday night. So stay tuned for that. But again, on Friday night, KOVC TV for the Highlander boys as they go to Wahpeton to continue their Eastern Dakota Conference schedule. They will take on the Huskies coming up in Wahpeton on Friday night. That's going to do it for us on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. A thank you to our fine sponsors. We couldn't do without any of you. If you heard their messages throughout the course of the matchup, stop in and say thank you for bringing you exciting Highlander and Viking athletics throughout the course of the season. Again, tomorrow night, Valley City State's on the road to take on the University of Jamestown. Again, that game will be on Thunder 98.3. That's Thunder 98.3 for that broadcast coming up tomorrow night. This has been a presentation of KOVC Sports and the I3G Media Sports Network. I'm Ryan Cunningham saying so long, everybody.
When local news breaks, hear about it today.